along the Arkansas River down near Florence and kind of near Canyon City. Today it is a really nice day. A little breezy, but not too bad. Isn't that nice? Look at all that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Anyway, Ed's over here digging because we have a little project here. And this time we've got something that's kind of easy for people to take out to the creek. And then you can take home and kind of do a little bit of separating stuff kind of in the leisure of your own garage. So let's do some digging.
Get all the heavy rocks and debris out of here. We're cleaning the rock. We're doing a wet screening. It's very important. Small to do wet screening so you can wash these rocks off early. Dry screening, you run the risk of fine gold being stuck through the rock in an environment where fine gold is present. You want to really flush them rocks. And just notice how there's some roots in here and so forth along these edges. You want to make sure that you really beat those up and get that tiny gold out of there.
Yeah, as you know, we don't like anything to escape.
What we've got here is we've got our minus 1/8" screened material. What we're going to do is pour off just a little bit of this. We're going to put this into our Vortex concentrator. We're going to put this material in here. Just let it dump it on down in there. Well, this stuff's a little sticky. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and get it down in there. This is our screen material. Similar to the material you'd be feeding into a sluice. Because of the small size, you'd be having to just feather this into the sluice inlet. But just for time's sake here, we're going to get a bunch in here and kind of show you how this concentrator works. Now these buckets can handle up to 1/3 full, about 1/3 from the bottom of material. And then you want to use a bunch of water. Get you some water from down by the creek or water that you might pack in just to wet the material. Get that water into the concentrator. Now the maximum you'd want to go in here would be 1/3 full of material, and then you can add quite a bit of water. I'm going to get a little bit more water. You want to be on a surface that's reasonably level. Just pick a spot that's pretty flat. Get your material down in there and start a stirring action. Doesn't matter if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. Get that material into a liquidy type fashion. You're going to see how I've got it really moving in there like that. So all them particles are moving. Then you let her stall down. You see the motion as she stalls down. You got some lighter pieces, give it a little bit of time. Okay? And at that point, we can pour off some of that liquid. And usually pour it away from the river so that silt has a chance to run down the bank and kind of clean itself. we can go ahead and pour off this lighter material, get rid of the clay, the silt. We're going to get rid of that material, or the water, I should say, the dirty, dirty water. We want to watch to make sure we don't have any sand sliding out of here. Just kind of keep an eye on that a little bit. Now I'm going to grab some more fresh water. This is a 3-step process, so we basically do that 3 times. Grab some more water from the creek, because we got plenty in this creek. This is a good way to get all that clay and all that silt out of there. Get this motion going again. Get a full vortex action. Good self-centering stir. Gonna let her slow down until she just about stalls. And we'll pour off some of that clay and silt again. I like to do it over here into the vegetation to help kind of water. This clay and stuff's actually kind of good for some of the surface vegetation for spring growth. And it also helps, leach it out before it hits the river. Just like it would in a kind of a storm. But see, we're pouring off just the light silty dirt and clay and so forth. Basically cleaning up the water inside this material for the concentrate material at the bottom. Then we're going to show you how we get rid of a great deal of that waste. Okay, we've got one more rinse. Okay, we're doing one more rinse. Great deal more material in this, but this is just for the sake of demonstrating how it works. What we're doing, see, we're keeping all those particles are moving. We're getting them all, we're stirring them, whipping it into a really nice vortex here. All the little particles are being washed, and we're getting all the clay and the light silt out of here. To begin with, we let that settle. Basically about it. Now we pour that out. Now we've got one more process, and this is the neat part. Let's get this water out of here.
Now folks, these buckets, these are just not your ordinary buckets. These are going to be, they're special buckets. And wait till you see what's going to be in the bottom of the bucket. Yep.
Now you can see how this water is running a lot clearer. We're down to just pretty much sands and so forth now. And we don't have to worry too much about losing any material. You see what's kind of hanging in the bottom, it's staying there. So at this point, we'll swirl this around just a little. We'll just kind of bump this down. Now what we're going to do now, you guys are wondering what the heck's going on here. We're going to dig a lot of this out of here, and it's gone. We're going to scatter this sand out and get rid of it. We don't need it, because what's going on at the bottom, we've concentrated the valuables to the dead center, very bottom. So we stay along the edge. Scoop this sand out of there and get rid of it. And I'm going to show you why here in just a minute. So this, you're not taking back any waste. You're taking back nothing but super cons to go and pan them, take them to your spiral wheel, whatever you prefer, micro sluice, whatever you're running in your garage. We're getting the concentrates. Okay, now you can see how we're down at the bottom. And this material that's at the bottom, this material we want to save. So we're going to pull this out of the secondary bucket, because there's a secret going on down here. 95-pound pull magnet to the center of a tapered vortex in the bottom. You can see the very beveled taper pulled down. We know all the heavies. The magnetite has encapsulated the gold and pulled it down to the bottom, and it's wrapped. So at this point, that's the material we want. So I'm going to get some water and pour that out.
I told you they were a special bucket.
I'm pouring it into a concentrate bucket, and this are concentrates that we're going to keep.
And it's kind of a Sidewinder sluice project. By the way, folks, I don't know if we've even mentioned, but Sidewinder is its own store now, and we're in Florence, Colorado, and have a lot of panning supplies and goodies. So if you get a chance and you're down in that area along the Arkansas River, come by and say hello, or buy a new screen or a good scoop.
Now that we've released from the magnet, we've got that material on the bottom, we're going to add a little bit of water this time for washing the concentrates out of our concentrator bucket and just put them into a standard bucket. Now we've got an awful lot of black down there, I just saw it. So we're going to pour that concentrate. This is our super cons that we want to take. This is what we're taking home, is the super cons out of here into just a regular tote bucket. But watch how much black will be showing up where that magnet had pulled that black sand. There's going to be an awful lot of black. I'm going to rinse that a little bit more. Get all that black out of there. And then we're going to do it again. I know when you're doing that, folks, you can move a lot of material fairly fast. Actually collecting it a little quicker than some of the sluice activity, especially in limited water where you can recycle some of your water. Now what we have in the very bottom here is nothing but valuables. There'll be a little bit of sand, but mostly what we've done is got rid of the lighter sand, the lighter material, all the silt and clay, so that when we get back and we're going to wash this in a panning tub, we'll be able to pan out this material to get the gold and the heavies. Okay, shut that off. I'm going to get another load. Do that again.
You gotta hurry up.
Looking cleaner and cleaner as you get that silt out of there. Now we want to bump down a little bit of wiggling, and then we dig out the lighter sand, and it's out of there. We're just going to get rid of it. We're not going to take it home. This is all waste material. The heavier stuff is settled down through it. So it's gone. It's going back to its natural environment. We're just going to take home the goodies. They'll be right down dead center in the middle of this bucket at the bottom. The areas where you find a lot of iron, you'll get a bigger ball of black right dead center. But this isn't the greatest spot. This is just a good place to set up a demo, and we know there is a little bit of gold here. And we're going to go back and take these concentrates and pan it into a tub and see what we found here was just basically about a half a bucket of gravels and material, and we've condensed it down to just a couple of cupfuls of concentrate. Okay, wait, hang on. This is going into our concentrate bucket. Now I'm going to get a little bit of rinse water, put it in with our cons.
Just a minute. Well, there's a little ones like that. Don't know if you can see. Been swooshing around, and there's little teeny ones, Ed. Look at this one.
Yeah, we got to pan that down. We got to get all that light stuff out.
I know, but look.
Yeah, there's going to be a few. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a crappy spot, but there's gold here. And there's a fast way to at least get
I know.
Are you still filming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shut it down because we're going to have to pan it and show it pan and get the material off into a
Oh, look
towel.
right there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we brought back our concentrates to our panning tubs, and we're going to work down these concentrates and just kind of take a peek and see what kind of material we got over there. This is the heaviest of the heaviest. Okay, we're going to pan down some of those concentrates we brought, and we're going to take a look at them. Get a peek at this material and see if there was anything decent in that spot, just for fun. Let's take a little look at her here. And normally we'd pan it on down, but since this stuff's so tiny, I'm going to see if we can get under the light here. See if any of it starts to show up into these black sands. Because a lot of times, some of this tinier gold will be embedded in with all this iron. There's an awful lot of iron in this Arkansas River, folks. And when we're test panning even, we have to be very, very careful because it's tiny micro particles in there. See if we got any up here on the, ooh. Hey, seeing some gold up there. Oh yeah. I don't know if, can you guys see that? Now, it's a little tough to see with this camera in this light. Back here at the panning tubs, I'm trying to get some of those out. Yeah, you can see them. There we go, there's some little bitty guys up there. Some really super teeny ones showing up in the black that I don't know if they'll show up on this camera. But that gives you the idea. Ooh, there's some pretty nice little flakies in here. Might have to go back over there and just dig a whole bunch more, but this is pretty nice. So that's how the concentrator works, people. It just traps the iron will actually help pack the microparticles of gold in and around them when it's being drawn down. And the stirring motion is the answer. But wow. Okay. Yeah, there's some little guys. Man. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and process this on out of there with a micro pan and get it down to a smaller black pan, and I'll work this real careful. I have to screen it down into smaller stages because this was just screened to 1/8 inch to concentrate. So now it's time to start working our screens right on down and slow panning to get the teeny ones. But there's some in here we're going to be able to grab, I think, just about snag some of these out of here with little tweezers and the little suction tweezers. But yes, indeed, people. Wish this still had some sunlight here. We could go outside, but it's getting toward evening, and we're inside right now in a panning tub.